Kenny, thank you so much for joining me. How are you?
Oh, I'm unbelievable. I'm excited for the new season to see what's going on. And I'm actually excited that this is the first time in about 4 years that I haven't been on the edge of my seat waiting to see if I'm going into the house or not.
Oh, that's funny you said that because I like to start these interviews off by asking everyone, like, what is your casting story for Big Brother? You know what I mean?
Yeah, so mine actually the first began at a different point in my life. My kids weren't as old as they were. I think my daughter was just a baby at the time. And I think my son might have been just born.
Okay,
So things
wow.
probably would have been way different back then. So it probably was 6, 7 years ago. Um, I was working in Boston. My wife's friends all started texting me. There's a Big Brother casting at Ned Devine's, which is a bar in downtown Boston. You need to go. So I was like, I'm not standing in line. I'm not waiting to do it. But I ended up going anyway and checking it out. Um, Kind of long story short, I kind of weaseled my way into the front, which I think that was one of the big things that the game they liked about me is that I kind of created a relationship really quick with the people that were working there, and
Yeah.
I convinced them to to let them know that hey, I've been there for a long time, and it was like there was two other girls with me, and I was like, hey, she's number one, I'm number two, I'm number three. So when the line started, they pushed us right up to the front, so which was
Wow.
pretty good. So yeah, I just went to an open casting. I got in front of a casting person, and I kind of just did my thing. I'm not gonna lie, it was a couple of beers deep uh, by the time I got up to the line, and it was me and like four other young people, and they asked me about my why I wanted to be on the show, and I kind of just started rambling about like I think I fit in any situation. I got older kids, I got younger kids. I'm kind of a chameleon. I can weasel my way into different spots, and then they kind of like cut me off, went to the next person. Well, the next person started repeating everything I said,
Oh my gosh.
so I was like, hey buddy, like that's exactly what I said. And the kid like kind of freaked out a little bit. It was like probably the perfect storm for me to
Yeah.
really express my character. And I kind of like went at him a little bit, like be like, hey dude, you got to come up with your own story. You can't just rely on me. And he started panicking. He ended up like, I think he ended up like crying at one point.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then it like kind of just evolved from there. And
Wow.
the next person was a young lady who was about 21 years old. And she talked about, oh, when I get in the house, I'm going to have a relationship with two of the best looking guys and I'm going to have them carry me to the end. And I interrupted her and I was like, nope, you're not going to do that. I'm a father. You're going to be on national TV. That is a horrible idea. I forbid you from doing that if you get in this house. And the four kids were like stunned. They were like, who is this guy? Keep interrupting. But I think that's what actually that initial reaction to all of them kind of set me apart. It ended with them saying thank you, and it was a lady at the one of the casting producers was a woman, and as I turned around to leave, I turned back and I clapped my hands and I pointed at her and said, because I was number 13 on the sheet,
Okay.
said lucky number 13, best decision you ever make, and she looked at me and kind of like looked at me like, who is this guy? Like, get away from me. Like almost like, you were trying to get a date with somebody or trying to like, meet somebody at a bar and they kind of like completely shut you down and turned away. So
Yeah.
when I turned around, I was like crushed. I was like, oh my God, I should have just kept my mouth shut. And I came home, told my wife the experience. My wife was like, why would you do that? So that was on a Friday. On Monday morning, I got a call and they were like, is this Kenney? And I'm like, oh, is this so-and-so from Big Brother? And they were like, how did you know that? And I'm like, well, detective. And it's Monday morning and I'm getting a phone call from California. And I met guys from California the other day. I said, I just put two and two together. And
Wow.
yeah, you were the only person we really talked about from the Boston area from that open casting call. We had a cop on last year, which was Steve from who was the NYPD detective.
Yep.
They were like, but we still want to make a run with you and see what happens. And I got to the semifinals and they called me and said, hey, we put a cop on last year. We don't want to put a cop on again. And I said, okay. And they said, well, we want you to really keep applying. Can we keep your stuff? And I was like, yeah, sure. Like, keep my number, keep my email. Like, let me know. And that just started a snowball of the casting world um, constantly like reaching out because I think they're a pretty close knit group for all the different shows. And I
Yeah.
started getting a number of calls to be like, hey, you interested in this show? Are you interested in that show? And I always was saying no. I was like, nah, I kind of really only want to be on Big Brother. It's not really about being on TV for me. It's about the game of Big Brother and wondering if I could do it. Like if I could get in there and manipulate the game and win it.
Wow.
So so then it was like 3 other times I made it to the finals, and even this last time, I was at a way different point in my life. I
Hmm.
kept getting to that point thinking I was going to be on the show, and then kind of at the last minute, or like 3 or 4 weeks before sequester would start, they'd be like, "Hey, you didn't make it. You didn't make the final cut," and I'd be like, "Okay," and I'd move on. So
Wow.
I honestly thought, even in sequester, I was waiting for the knock on the door for them to tell me, "Hey, you didn't make it this time. Like, we're going to go another route."
Wow.
So it was kind of like um, a weird situation for me. So I never really mentally prepared myself for actually going in the house. I
Yeah.
mentally prepared myself for them telling me that I wasn't going in the house, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. No, well, listening to your story, it absolutely does make sense. Not that they meant to, but it's like they kept playing with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
and I think obviously the casting people want to put round pegs in
yeah.
round holes, and they keep as many people on the hook as they can, and I knew that. Um,
Yeah.
I was actually a finalist for another show just before they told me I was going to be on Big Brother,
Huh.
and I was actually casting with Kat Dunn at the time.
Oh, really?
She was working as a casting person, so me and Kat became friendly. Funny story is the day I was flying out, uh,
Yeah.
they had me so paranoid that I couldn't tell anybody. Which, looking back, everybody told everybody they were on the show, uh, but I didn't tell anybody. I told very few people, only the people that really needed to know that I was on the show. But Kat actually texted me and said, "Hey, where are you right now?" And I ignored her. I was like, I was afraid like she was like a plant for CBS, and they were like gonna catch me and catch on, and they were like, "Nope, you're not on the show." So I was nervous up until that point.
Wow. Was this show Deal or No Deal Island?
No, it was not Deal or No Deal Island.
Okay.
It was for Studio Lambert. It was called Anonymous. I'm not
Oh,
sure.
yes. Yes. Yep.
Yeah, they had
Wow, Kenny.
an alternate for that, and I actually turned it down. And when I turned it down, they were like, obviously the casting people were working for NBC at the time. They were
Yeah.
obviously wanted, they're trying to cast me and use me as an alternate. I was like, I really don't want to go to London for 3 weeks just because, I really appreciate the offer. But at the end of the day, I've always wanted to be on Big Brother. And they were like, all right, I'm going to call you in 2 weeks. I was like, what? They were like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that we're going to want you for Big Brother this year. So I started like laughing. I was like, yeah, okay. Yeah, sure. So that's kind of
Wow.
how this year kind of went.
That's crazy. That's wild. And you must know this. Kat was rooting for you hard on like Twitter and stuff. So
Yeah.
that makes sense now.
Yeah, we hit it off like really, really good during the
Yeah.
process for that show. And
Yeah.
I kept messing with her. I kept calling her Kate. And
Oh,
then, and I knew who she was. And
yeah.
then, and it was kind of like my stick is like I was trying to like just build rapport. And
Yeah.
then I was like, oh my God, you're Kat Dunn from Big Brother. And she was like, yes, I am. And then the other person was like, Kat, he's messing with you. Like he knows who you are. Like he's a Big Brother fan. And she was like, oh, so we kind of became great. And Kat is an absolute amazing human being.
Yeah.
Really good to my older daughter. When I got in the house, my older daughter was very nervous for me. She's 30
Mhm.
years old, and Kat was a really good person as far as like talking my daughter down and befriending her and things like that. So things that I didn't know were going on, obviously when I'm in the house, but super appreciative that I found out after.
Yeah, that's what I love Kat. I haven't talked to her yet and I plan to, and we both kind of just like our schedules, but yeah, love Kat.
Yeah.
Are you still keeping up with Big Brother and like are you gonna watch this next season?
Yeah, no, this is great. Like, it's a
Yeah.
whole different perspective. I wouldn't miss it for anything. I've always been, not always, but for probably like the last 10, 15 years, I've been a fan of Big Brother.
Yeah.
Uh, I will admit that when I thought I was on season 25, I boycotted the season with my wife. She was mad at me that I wouldn't let her watch it, but I thought I was going to be on season 25 and I wasn't. So I kind of boycotted down, but then obviously I
Oh
went,
no.
but yeah, I'm super excited, especially knowing like what the cast is going through right now.
Yeah.
It gives me a really good perspective of when they end up being up on that stage and just before they're getting ready to go in the house. I can look at it and be like, I know exactly what they're feeling. I know what they just went through for the last 8 hours before they got on that stage, and it's pretty cool to see that. And I want to see how people do. Obviously
Yeah.
I didn't do as good as I thought I was going to do, but the premise of the show is expect the unexpected, and
Right.
people don't understand. Yeah, you expect the unexpected for the show and what's coming around the corner or what's coming around next week for twists and turns, but also expect the unexpected on how you act. Like so many people have gone
Mhm.
house and thought they were going to act one way and didn't act the way that they thought. And it kind of happens to me. My emotions really got the best of me. It was tough. It was tough for an older guy with a family and a career that I had to worry about, because I've seen people leave that house and get booed, and I was
Yeah.
petrified.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think there would have been any situation where you've been booed, but yeah, I understand. It's like it's a pressure cooker beyond. I've not even been in there, and everybody's like, "Oh, you should apply, you should apply." And it's like I did once, but like, do I really want to? Like, I'm getting hate mail as just like BB Steph. I can't imagine you guys what you guys go through. You know?
I was shocked at the amount of positivity that I got, and a lot of the people saying, "Hey,
Good.
I couldn't have did it." Much respect to
Yeah.
doing. There's a very small percentage of people that throw negativity at it. For instance, I did a quick video on what I went through and trying to give advice that if
Yeah.
anyone, and there was like 2 or 3 people, and you go back, you look at their profile, they got like 20 people following them. Not to say that I have 1 million people following me, but honestly, I never was a person to delete comments because I really don't care what they think. But I'm
Mhm.
deleting them only because I'm like, why am I giving somebody who only has 30 followers a platform to spread hate and negativity? So I just
Mhm.
delete them now. I don't care.
Yeah. Well, luckily TikTok for me, it review like I have to review them and approve them, and I just leave them because they're all such hateful comments. And you're right, it's the people with like low followers, but also like they don't have a profile picture.
Yeah,
It's a cartoon or it's like a cat, or I'm like, come on. At least
and
we're
they
being
might be
real.
CBS too. They might be working for CBS trying to like get going, and it's not.
Oh my gosh. So, going back to your season, what would you say is your strongest connection from your season?
Um, I mean, obviously Tucker is my biggest connection. We're from the same area. He was a little closer to my age than some of the other people.
Hmm.
He's the one I probably talk to the most and text with the most. And then the second to that would be Cedric.
Oh,
Um,
good.
Cedric's just an amazing kid. But unfortunately, just our age differences. I'm a father figure, like not
Yes.
necessarily him, but I'm at the age where I could be his father. Um, and but he's a great kid, and I have a connection to him. And I mean, at the end, people always ask, like, who do you stay in contact with the most?
Hmm.
Not really. Kevin from BB19 is the one I in contact with the most. We're very close to the same age. We went through the same similar situation. Uh,
Wow.
but they're living their lives. They're doing their thing. So my connection to them is always like liking their Facebook or liking their Instagram or TikToks, and making comments back and forth. But I have a lot of respect for my entire cast. And we've all had similar experience. And
Mhm.
we're actually doing a group TikTok. Some of them are doing a group TikTok with me right now. The one where you like open the refrigerator and pull something weird out. Uh,
Yeah.
so a bunch of us are doing that. I'm in the process of it. And so it's been great. Like, but again, I'm at a different point in my life. I'm married. I got 2 small kids. Like,
Yeah.
me and Brooklyn will text back and forth. We have a connection with espresso martinis. Uh,
Yes.
my wife, became friendly with her and her husband Eddie, and like every once in a while, they'll send me pictures of espresso martinis, and I'll send them pictures of espresso martinis, and we have fun like that. So it's been great. People that I would never met in my life if I didn't get to go on the show.
Yeah, really. What a wild experience. I can't imagine.
I mean, honestly, and even people like you that are passionate and getting it out there, like it's doing great. Like now, I'm sitting having a conversation with you. I followed your stuff before, like, um,
Oh, really?
yeah, this is pretty cool. I wasn't as active on TikTok for a while, but yeah, no, I think this is really cool to be able to sit down and be able to do things like this.
Yeah, I love it. It's so surreal for me. So I was just on the cruise and I was talking with Quinn. I walk up to Quinn and the first thing he says to me goes, "You're really tall." I'm like, first of all, I'm like 5'7", so I think I'm an inch taller than him, if that. But just his comment. But then he's telling me he knew my stuff before going to the house, and I'm like, you really did? Like I had no idea. I was hoping that he did, but that's so cool. I love that.
Yeah, Quinn's awesome. Like that. Like when
He
was
is.
a guy from a cop from Boston ever like Quinn? He's super eccentric. He's outgoing. Like I never would have had the opportunity. Now I'm like I love that kid. He's great.
Yeah, he is one of a kind. I love him too. So if you could go back to your season and tell yourself anything, what would it be?
Um, Keep your emotions in check. don't sweat the small stuff. Be more interactive with the players in the house. I kind of was going through a bad time, and as crazy as it is, my thought process when I was going through a bad time was to like isolate myself because I didn't want to bring anybody else down. I felt bad. Like Chemo was really good with coming out to me. They're like, hey, we'll get you involved in stuff that's going. I'm like, I appreciate it. But I didn't want to get anybody else down. They were doing so good. Their social games were really good. Everybody was being, for the most part, being super positive. So I would have tried to get myself out of the funk, which I've never been in that situation before where I've been like super down on myself and super worried that I couldn't get myself out of it by having a good time. And I look back, like I'm really good. Steph, if y'all having a bad day and we're hanging out, I'm going to get you laughing. I'm going to get you having a good time. I'm going to get you forgetting about what the bad thing is that's going on in your life. But I couldn't do it for myself. And being the oldest person in the house, you really can't rely on younger people to try and get you out of a funk. You're not supposed to work that way. So I would say get my emotions in check, probably get more prepared for when I step through those doors. I tell people this all the time. I left New Hampshire. I was camping that weekend when I left for sequester, and it's a 2-hour drive from where I was camping to home. And it kind of was scrambling because I wanted to spend as much time with my family. So I wasn't even really fully packed at the time. The car was picking me up at noontime. But me and my wife and kids were like completely silent for 2 hours on the drive home because we were all worrying. We were all weren't sure. I should have taken that 2 hours and really expressed all my feelings and got my feelings out and really left feeling like I got everything out that I needed to get out. And I didn't do that. And that was a huge mistake for me.
Yeah. Oh, Kenny. I know. It's like time and place. Why didn't Big Brother contact you earlier? Well, they did, but they didn't go follow through.
They asked if I had regret, and I didn't have regret with the feelings that I had with my kids and missing my family. But I did have regret with not being able to like pull myself together and stay in the house because a lot of people don't know what's going on in that house during like eviction day and things like that. And with the AI arena and all the new twists, like I had a speech prepared to go against Quinn. Like I had it in my head. I knew what I was going to say. I knew I couldn't win that last AI arena because if I won, then Tucker was 100% going home. And he was really the only other person that I knew that I could rely on in the house. And I'm like, wow, this is going to be a shitty week 4 if Tucker's not here and I'm here. I was already, we're already like super emotional with each other leading up to that AI arena. I was leaning on him, he was leaning on me. And it would have really sucked if he left and I had to stay in the house for another week and battle and try and make another connection. But I did have a good speech planned, and I think it would have worked. At no point did I ever try and leave the house. I did express to people that, hey, I'm okay with leaving. Like, vote me out. Like, if y'all having an issue, like with trying to decide, I'm good with it. We were trying to form a relationship with Mackenzie and Leah. The two of them were like, well, if you two are on the block, what do you do? I go, then you vote me out. Like, if it's like you're closer to Matt than me, I'm okay with it. Like, you vote me out. And they ended up voting me, like trying to vote me out, obviously, because we had that discussion. So that's pretty much how, things kind of rolled. But at no point was I always said from day one, I go, I'm never trying to go out the back door. If I go out, I'm going out the front door.
Yeah. Well, that's a good attitude, at least.
But I wasn't unpacking my bag. I was like, I'm not unpacking my bag. 3 weeks in a row, I had to pack my bag. I'm not packing my bag again. I'm gonna live. I pretty much was saying I'm gonna live out of my bag.
Oh my gosh.
But that was my thought process.
That's so annoying though to like really have that mindset. I feel bad.
It's a mind screw. That's messed up.
Yeah.
People don't understand how hard that is. And I block week 1. I took myself off week 2, but week 3. But that mindset was like, I got to pack my stuff. I got to empty it out. I got to put it all back. And like at the end of the day, I should have told me, what's the big deal? Like you got nothing else to do for the next 4 days. You got nothing to do. You can empty your bag and put it back in your dresser. Like, so it was tough.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, you brought up my next question. I wanted to talk about Big Brother 27 and the AI arena that was just introduced with your season. Do you want to see something like that as a fan? Do you want to see something like that come back for this season?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The show for years was so predictable on who was going home. you watch the live feeds, you knew who was going home. The CBS can edit it any way they want. The real fans that follow the show every single episode and tune into the live feeds, they knew who was going home. Like you can't hide that aspect of the game when you have this type of atmosphere with the live feeds and things like that. You didn't know who was going home. Like I said, if I won that AI arena, Tucker was going home. If I made a little speech, Quinn was going home. Cedric got duped. Like if Cedric could have won that AI arena, he wasn't going home that night. So I like the aspect of the not knowing until the votes are in. I mean, when Tucker won the AI arena, everybody at home was like, all right, Kenny's going home. Like they knew the how the game was set up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it's been for the last, probably 10, 15 years,
Yeah.
Really couldn't backdoor anybody with the AI arena because you never knew if you tried to backdoor somebody, they had a way out. And I love it. I think it should stay.
Yeah.
It's super difficult. It makes the game completely change because now you have to nominate 3 people. And now possibility of now getting 4 people mad at you if you have to put a replacement nominee up. It makes the game, I think it makes the game better. Some people don't like it, but I like the unpredictableness of who's getting evicted.
Yeah. Same. I mean, you guys tried to plan your votes, but you couldn't really because it really depended on who was going home. You know what I mean? Like who would win that. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. So
totally agree.
week 1, when it was me, Matt, and Chemo, just before we're going to the A arena, Brooklyn came up to me and was like, "Hey, just so you know, Matt's going home. Like, if Matt doesn't win this, he's going home." And then she said to me, she goes, "But we don't know where we stand between you and Chemo." They were like, "We're not too sure where you stand." I said, "Okay, I get that." So they didn't even know up until that point. Like, if Matt ended up losing, he was going home. But if Matt won that, they didn't know what they were going to do week 1.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do need to bring that back. So I know you have made your whole TikTok video already, but I want you to reiterate, do you have any more advice for Big Brother 27 is sequestered? They might not see this, but like for potential house guests that want to be on Big Brother.
Yeah, you really have to get into a mindset, especially if you're older. You have to really get into that mindset. Close all the doors before you leave. You don't want to go into sequester wondering, "Oh, should I have told my wife this? Should I have told my kids this? Should I have told my job this?" Like, try and think of everything. And like I said, I was always waiting for them to say that I wasn't on the show, so I didn't mentally prepare this. But even if you are a person like me who's been a finalist numerous times, really prepare yourself to go in that house. And if you don't go in the house, you don't go in the house. But at least you'll know you'll go in mentally prepared. Mentally is the biggest thing. Like, you can work out, you can do anything you want to get prepared to be in that house. I suggest that because some of them are physical, and you obviously want to look as good as you can look. But your mind is the biggest tool that you have to get right before you go in that house, and try and come up with as many scenarios as possible and how you're going to play the game.
Yeah. Great advice. I want to play a game, but before I go into the game, I want to talk about your Big Brother 27 watch party. Can you
Okay.
tell people about that? What's that about?
Yeah, being a Boston guy, I really felt that we should have did something in Boston with a lot of the people from all different reality shows. I haven't really ever seen anything like that. And
Yeah.
Oz is in New York, and Ozza does an unbelievable job. She is probably one of the most amazing people that I've met, in this. And I went to a couple of those, and I'm like, "Wow, you're doing a great job. This is awesome. I'd love to bring something like this in Boston." And I kind of felt obligated to do something. And so I talked with Kevin. We decided. So obviously, July 10th. Premiere of Big Brother 27. We're going to be at a club in Malden, Massachusetts, which is just north of the city of Boston. It's going to go from 6:30 to whenever. 6:30, we're going to I got more and more people calling every day saying they want to be a part of it. Local people.
Nice.
The Portuguese princess, Michelle.
Yes.
I just talked to her today, and she's going to be a part of it. So this is awesome. So we're going to do like a meet and greet at the beginning. We're all going to watch the show together, and then we'll do a quick question and answer after the show, because people are probably going to want to know, hey, what are they feeling right now? What are they thinking? What's going on now that the cameras are off?
Mhm.
Maybe we can answer some of those questions for them, and it'll be a great time. And everything's going to charity. No one's looking to make any money. My biggest charity is Cops for Kids for Cancer. I'm involved in that celebrity weekend down in Florida in December.
Yep.
And that's an awesome time. Met a lot of great people, and obviously all that money's going to go to that. And we're going to have a great time. So I hope people can make it, and maybe we'll do some more in the future.
Oh, I love it. I'm actually looking forward to hopefully going to that event with you guys, and then also the over the edge event you were just talking about.
Yeah.
I'm looking into that too. So hopefully I'll be at both.
Over the Edge is amazing. I'll give a quick plug
Yeah.
to Omar over there. He to bring that many reality personalities in one group and to be able to share experiences, it was amazing. And to raise money for charity because I've always been a person who likes to give, so I'll keep giving.
I love that. Kenny, do you mind if we do our game?
Yeah,
Listen, it's so funny. I don't know if you heard about the Big Brother Cruise drama,
I did. I read how you saw.
but I had all these games planned out for everybody on board, 18 of them. Luckily, I did get Howie and Angela to do it with me, but no help with the event person.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry that happened. That's terrible.
That's okay. It's okay. It's a life experience.
Although I just watched that Poop Cruise documentary on Netflix, and
Oh yeah.
so it could have been worse.
Oh. That's true. All right, so let's get into our little Big Brother game. It's kind of like a would you rather Big Brother edition.
Okay.
So we're gonna do the first one is would you rather be the first HOH or the first have not?
HOH.
Okay, and why?
I did everything I could not to become a have-not. A funny story when they were picking them, when the old have-nots had to pick the new ones. Cameron did like a spin around thing and pointed, and when he pointed at me, he was like, "Oh no, no, never mind, never mind." I kind of played it off like I couldn't do it, but do what I would. But I'd rather be the first HOH. Clearly, I was almost the first HOH. I tried to be the first HOH for my season, which would have
Yeah.
probably made things 100 times better for me. So yeah, without a doubt, I never want to be a have not. Although I did try the slop, it wasn't bad.
Really? See, now Angela told me it was terrible, so I don't know. Everyone's like half and half.
Yeah, I'm an oatmeal person anyway, so it's pretty much oatmeal.
Oh,
Which
there you go.
it,
She's used to her charcuterie. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
kind of
All right. So would you rather have peanut butter and jelly or slop?
oh, peanut butter and jelly. My
Okay.
all the time. I eat a peanut butter and jelly all the time. My wife yells. I don't know 7 days straight like it's been done in the past, but
Mhm.
still good.
I know. Well, versus slops for 7 days straight. I think I'd rather peanut butter jelly. Of course, I'm allergic, so I'd really just have the jelly, but still, I'd rather that.
I'll tell you, Tucker and them did some amazing things with the slop. They made slop pizza.
Yeah.
Just grinding it up and turning it into a powder. They did some amazing things with slop. I will say that.
Wow. I did see some of those recipes, which is crazy. Would you rather see the key wheel or keep it the same with no key wheel?
Wow, that's like a 50-50. I mean, we haven't seen it, so yeah, let's do the key wheel.
Okay. Yeah, because I've heard like some people think it's a little too long, but some people like Janelle was saying she likes it being long. It's like gets in your head as you're in there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, Zingbot or Janky?
Oh, Zingbot.
Yeah. Oh, yes, I just to see him. Zingbot. We can't get rid of Zingbot ever. All right. OTEF or the wall comp?
Wall comp.
Yeah.
I'm very just. That was the one thing that I said. If I make it in the house, I have to make it to at least the wall, and that was only 1 week later. So I kind of shamed. They told me it was coming. I would have kind of maybe fought a little harder.
Oh my God. You know who knew it was coming? Tucker.
Yeah.
He was ready.
In all honesty, I think it would have been me and him up there at the end.
Yeah, maybe. Um, Julie Chen or Jerry O'Donnell?
That's Julie all day, every day, even on what.
Jerry did a good job, though, we have to say. We got to give him props.
Yeah, I agree. Poor Quinn had to go out to
Oh,
he was waiting to meet Julie.
that was heartbreaking because, like, I know it was kind of like a soft blow because he did love Jerry O'Donnell. He loved him as an actor, but like Quinn was a super fan. He was getting like shorted so much, so much. Oh, Quinn. Sorry, Quinn. All right. So, Big Brother with lots of twists or Big Brother with no twists?
I think lots of twists.
Yeah.
I like things to be not predictable, and as many twists as possible.
All right. And then finally, showmance or no showmance?
Oh wow! I mean, Showmances are like the kiss of death. So some people I want to see in showmances, so they go home, and some people I don't. So that's
So they go home.
yeah.
I love that answer. That's funny. Yeah, makes sense. What is the only couple that lasted, I think, was Mickey and Holly, Big Brother 21.
Actually,
Am I wrong?
Nicole and they have like 7, 8 kids.
Ooh,
Emer-
Nicole and who?
Nicole, is it Nicole?
Who had 70 kids? Oh, Jess and Cody.
Justin Cody. Yes.
Yes, you're right. You're right. They did make it pretty far.
You know.
Yeah, they only had each other the whole season too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
My promos, I would talk about Cody. They were like, who do you don't like the best? And I was like, I kind of didn't like Cody because he kind of gave up on everybody. And here I go in the house and I'm like, all set. But I think it was, I tell myself it was a little different. He was angry.
No. Yeah.
I was just mad at myself.
He was totally checked out in like the game of Big Brother. He totally did not want to be there. I kept telling my boyfriend, I'm like, he needs to be on like The Amazing Race or Survivor. Luckily he did go on The Amazing Race after, but like yeah, Big Brother was not for him.
Yeah, it was definitely a tough call. But I will say,
Yeah.
as much as I was checked kind of like out of like the social aspect of the game and being upset in there, I still tried to crush every comp. I couldn't try and win. So
No, you did. You had a good attitude still. You know, it's understandable. I have kids. I could not.
yeah.
I could not. Yeah. Kenney, thank you so much for talking with me. I really appreciate you so much.
No, I appreciate you and all the big people appreciate you and keep doing your thing and you can have me on it.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm trying. And we can talk again during the season if you want. I'd love to pick your brain because I know you'll be watching.
Yeah, 100%, especially the first 3 weeks when I was there.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Oh my God. Thank you, Kenney. Where can people find you? Just to give a shout out.
Yeah, I'm pretty much predominantly on TikTok and Instagram, and it's Sweet Kenny K.
Okay.
I was going with Sweet Kenny K way before I got in the Big Brother house. I wasn't going to change it. And so I try and have some fun on TikTok and have some fun on Instagram. You're not really going to see anything too serious on my pages. It's all about, having fun and laughing and having a way to decompress my life with my kids and work and stuff like that. So
I love it.
Hope you enjoy some of my TikToks. There's some good ones getting ready to come out too. So
Kenney, you need to do a compilation of you doing woo.
Yes.
I might do one myself. I love it.
Thank you. Woo! Let's go.